You just called me a jerk. In my mind, I'm a nice husband.
No, you are amazing,
who compromises a lot, who gets up and fights to give his family. I get up every day, and I don't want to tear up or anything, but I'm not even trying to be funny. Every day, see, now you're laughing at me, and I'm on the verge of tears.
But I'm not saying I don't.
I'm literally tearing up, and she's laughing at me
because you are taking it so hard. Because you know you are difficult.
Yeah, you are a jerk. The people gonna be mad at you when they watch this.
They not gonna
because
be mad.
They're gonna be like, oh, let me say what I'm saying. I wake up now. You're gonna be a jerk when they realize why I'm getting tearing up a little bit.
After I do, April and Royale.
She know the episode.
This is Royale, and this is April Watkins.
They know who you are. Boy, you gotta reintroduce
No, we
yourself.
had to really turn on the camera real quick because I was.
We don't have to turn on the camera real quick. Why? Just because I'm laughing.
He's crazy. You know, seriously, and I'm like at my wit's end because Royale. He doesn't realize how selfish he is. Like, if I have an idea and I'm talking about, this is him in my peripheral.
That's in your mind. That's not even actually what's taking place.
His whole body changes. His whole, it's like, yeah, I hear you. It's what you want to do. What you want to do. But if it's his idea, it's like his way or the highway. And I have to keep... It's
not my way or the highway. It's just that...
You don't know more than me. There's some things you know more than me, maybe directing and producing. But when it comes to common sense...
You just contradicted yourself.
Okay, no, you don't know more than me than costuming. So there are things in life. Let's not be ridiculous. There's things you know more than me, and there's things I know more than you because of your line of work and my line of work. You don't know how to fucking take care of an individual that's missing a button and I got to run back. You would not know what to do. So yeah, and there's some things I don't know how to do a cue card and do whatever. So I'm not going to be ridiculous. So don't take everything straight like in a square box. What I'm saying is I have perfectly great ideas that you shun off.
You have ideas
constantly.
We all have ideas
because it's not how you want it to go, and it's like I'm not even.
You misinterpreting what my response was.
No,
That's
I'm not.
All.
I'm not. I've been with you way too long.
You taking it a certain way and like
because
you don't
I
even
know what it is. I've been with you way too long not to know what those signs mean. Way too long.
Okay. Oh, that sounds like
that's anywhere over 20 years. That's a long time to not know your mannerisms, your expressions. I know you.
Do you?
Maybe I don't.
Maybe you don't.
So I say that to say, for couples out there, this is where we are. We're at a point where decisions have to be made, whether it's remodeling or moving, buying real estate, selling, doing whatever. And I have really great ideas. I mean, logical ideas. And I always feel like I have to run it through my husband. Anybody else feel like that? Or your significant other? And it could be vice versa. It could be the man have to run it through the female or whomever.
It makes sense to run it by.
Yes, but it's like we are also grown and there's some things that I don't feel like I need to run through you. I feel like...
Okay, so don't.
No, if it's a situation of money involved or time or something we're purchasing together or a venture we want to do like real estate, I need you to be on board. I just don't want to go out there buying properties and you have no idea. But it's like, Royale, do the research. Bring me back the information. What you want to do, you go do it. And I'll, it's either like he got the veto stamp, like the president. He'll either accept it or veto it. And I'm like, who gives you the right to place the stamp on anything? Why can't it just be a dual stamp? You know what I mean? Like, why do you get to say no and that no becomes the hard thing versus that's what I want to do. You say, you come to a compromise. That's what it is. You don't like to compromise.
Because I have no problem with compromising.
No, he's been so
when it makes sense.
In your head.
Always in my head, yes. I'm sure it's the same for you. When things make sense for you in your head.
If it makes sense for a couple or our union, then we have to come to a compromise. It can't just be because I can't be in your head, and sometimes I think you don't see the logic in some of the things, like even the kids. If Ross wants to miss a class and he's not missing a major test or whatever, I don't mind.
Attendance is important, because then if he starts to make it a habit.
Well, it's not a habit.
Well, he's already asked multiple times.
He's been out of class. We've pulled him out maybe 2 to 3 times in a semester.
Okay. That starts to become a lot.
That's not a lot. That's not a lot.
We don't pay for him to go to scholarship. We don't pay for him to go to school for him to leisurely decide.
It's not like they're in California and we'll pull him out of school. It's for a circumstance of us being in town and trying to, I guess, jump on the opportunity while it's there to spend time with them. And if he misses a class, I don't mind, But I do ask the right question. Can you email your professor? Could you let them know if they have a problem with it? We go through the channels, and 9 out of 10 times the professor will email back. It's not a problem, We'll give you the materials and we'll go. But Royale's first thing is no. There's no, it's not, well, let's see. Let me think about it. Let's do these channels, and if you are cleared, I'm okay with it. But he comes with a hard no. Then the kids come through me, and inevitably, they get off because I make the final decision. But it's just like,
well, if you make the final decision, then why are you sitting here telling people that?
Because you don't know
I'm a consideration. If you make the final decision, then why even come through me?
That's not for everything. That's for certain things. But you still put your hard no on a lot of things. He doesn't give time to think about it. In his mind, he's so busy, he don't want to think about it, so he says no. Versus...
Can you give me a specific example? Because these general, let's talk about something concrete, something that actually happened.
I'm just telling you, that's a concrete thing that happened. Ross wanted to get out. You said no. We went through the channels. We found out nothing was going to be, wasn't missing heart surgery.
Happen? When did this happen?
This happened, not this time, the last time you took him.
And why was he trying to get out of class?
He wanted to go to New York to perform.
Okay.
So... that's just one example. Let me see if I could think of a second example.
You don't need to think of a second one. So that was probably, I think, the second time, at least the second time where he was like, for a leisure thing, he wanted to skip class to come do something.
Even if it's leisure. I mean, life is tough.
No, but okay, and?
Okay, it's one day.
Okay, but now he just recently, again, when he had class, said, can I come up? What was it, President's Day recently?
Yeah.
So he has class on President's Day. You guys were in D.C. Oh, we all were in D.C. Mm-hmm. And it's like, you know what? Hey, why can I come up to New York again? Right? And you're like, sure. Come on.
Yeah, because it's me.
So what? You have class on Monday on President's Day.
He had 2 classes.
Oh, yes. 2, not
one. And again,
2.
he figured out it was no test. It was nothing. Again, it's not a big deal.
It is a big deal.
It's not.
Because this becomes a habit where he goes.
We don't go to town that much to make it a habit. There's not too many.
If we're not talking about the 3rd and then the 4th time. Now, in this particular situation, he ended up going to school. He and I talked through it. It's like, Ross, you have class. Why are you just skipping class just to come up to New York? New York will be there. The Mixtape Comedy Show will be there. You have plenty of other opportunities as you're now pursuing stand-up comedy as a living. But you have to go to class. You have to be diligent in your follow-through.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, you're agreeing and you're at the same time suggesting that he should be able to randomly skip it when he wants to.
I didn't say when he wants to.
When we're in town. Whether we're in town or not.
No, I'm only talking about when I'm in town. You take it for granted because you're there way more than me. So this was my opportunity to have them both in New York, and I wanted that opportunity, and I didn't get it because you made them go to school. That is fine.
You had just spent 3 days with him.
Again, do I need to tell you I want to spend all the time in my life with my kids? I get
that, but that's just not that's not how the world works. If that's the case,
why are you putting me in this box?
No, what I'm saying is this. I get it.
You don't get it.
I don't?
No, you will never get me. You don't get me. You don't, because if you understand I don't care, then you get me. If you try to say school and he has to, and we're paying tuition and he can't, I don't care about any of that. As long as he is safe, he is not missing a major test, there is nobody going to be hurt. I don't care if he missed 1 or 2 days. I don't care every month. I don't care. Because if it means another day, another second, I get to be with them, I'm okay with that. I'm paying that tuition. If I'm okay with it, then the school is going to be okay with it. Because I'm going to tell them that my kid is going to miss this day because I'm in town and I'm going to spend A, B, C, D days with my kid.
Well, it sounds like you're going to spend E, G, F, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, A, and Q with them as well.
Okay. If I could, I would.
S, T, U, V, Z?
Yes. Why are you saying that?
Because you just, any day that you feel like you want to pull up and pull them out of school.
Exactly.
Okay.
But I'm not going to be irresponsible. I'm going to ask, hey, can you make sure there's no test? Can you let them know I'm in town? If there's a problem, then we won't do it. I am not, unrational. I just don't. Irrational. I just do not want to be put in a box where I can't, if you can and you can't and you do that. No, I'm paying a lot of money for him to go to that school. And I understand
we are paying.
I do not want to throw it down the toilet. Trust me when I say that. But the rare times that I get to go and visit them, one time since they've been there in August, that I got to visit both of them. Royale goes a lot. I don't get to go, so it's my time. I wanted to do what I want to do, but I understand. But I don't ever want to be put in a box where, I just don't operate like that because I think anything is possible, within reason, without being reckless. What I'm saying is, if it's not going to hurt anybody or do anything, we're not in elementary school where you need a plaque for having perfect attendance. If it's, I'm quite sure, just like any other school, they give you 10 to 12 days a semester to be out due to flu or cold or whatever. And it's like a sick day. If you don't use it, you're going to lose it. So if it's not going to hurt anything, in my opinion, okay, a day here and a day there. Doesn't matter to me. They were home here. I couldn't get them to go to high school. He would let them stay home. I'm like, he is not sick. Ross would I understand if they're sick or whatever, but there was a lot of days Ross was not sick. He just didn't feel like going to school. And I understand everybody needs a break every now and then. But what I'm saying is when I come to town and I want to do something with them and they ask me, can I take a day off? More than likely, if the professor's okay and everybody's on board, his director in his dorm knows, then of course I'm okay with it. You see differently. So we just have to figure out a happy medium. If you figure twice a semester, if we come to town, then let that be. But we've never ran up against a situation like this, having both on the East Coast, not seeing them for me, months at a time, where we, okay, then we're going to go to town this time. Let them, if they need a day off, they can have it. But this is the one time. I get that. But I just don't like hard no's with nothing behind it just because it's a no. That's like your parent telling you something and you being frustrated as a kid because you don't understand. And I know kids don't always have to have an explanation.
You are the queen of not giving an explanation. You used to it's because I said so. Remember that?
Yeah, and I've changed that. I have changed that.
When did that?
When you told me, you were like, you can't have a kid, blah, blah, blah. Just like I wanted to spank them and you wouldn't let me spank them. So what I'm saying, everybody has to grow. So I understand. But I also understand that there are sometimes the kids know my mommy is going to explain, where mommy is not going to explain. Because again, there's a fine line of being disrespectful and where a kid needs to know why this thing is not happening. Totally get it. But if it's something that is a hard no, because I know, it may have some circumstances behind it that I might not want to share, might be too big for them or too much, I may just say, I'll explain at another date or something like that. I'm not, I'm not unreasonable. I'm just not. But, yeah, we just have to figure out a happy medium for when we come to town, because that was the first time we ran up against like a no and a yes. It was like, I say yes. He says no. Ross went back to school. Didn't fight it because, again, I just told Ray, I have bigger fish to fry. I have to pick my battles, and I think that's what you have to do in a marriage. Sometimes I let stuff go, but I'm finding out I let a lot of stuff go, and I think I'm at the point where I'm here, and we're going to have to talk about these things. So I'm no longer...
What's the discussion?
The discussion is you don't get to say the hard no or the no without there being some conversation behind it. Because one, you are not my father, and two, I am grown.
And what's three?
Three, if you can't comply, then I'm just going to do the thing that I want to do anyway.
Oh, for real? Is that where we at with it now?
We're going to.
Okay.
We're going to be, because I just don't... Marriage does not mean that one person or the other is in control or has the final say. I think it has to be a joint effort. And for so long, being busy with the children and not being able to really focus on the thing, because in my head, I'm trying to get them to school and pick them up and da. And he gets to make all the decisions. And I'm like, okay,
Well, I think for a long time, you've always defaulted to me to have the final say. I think you've always kind of counted on me to come in with a decisive decision or definitive decision on things, because I think you've had an appreciation for the fact that I'm level-headed, I'm reasonable, most of the time I'm well-researched. I am quick to a no, but we've had that conversation before. It's easier for me to establish no to stop the train, to give myself time to consider things. Even after I say no, I still consider them. And then I'll usually come back around and go, you know what? Let's revisit that. But it's most of the time, matter of fact, 99% of the time.
I got a whole nother example.
99% of the time, if it's dealing with the boys, I'll start with no, and then I'll take some time and think about it. And then if it makes sense to adjust that no, then I'll talk to you and we'll adjust the no. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just a process. That's my process.
It is a process, but it also makes me feel like I'm talking to my dad.
I'm not your father.
I don't want you to be my father.
Listen,
and that's the whole thing.
But then why use that as a point of reference?
Because that's how I feel. I don't want you to be my father, and sometimes making me feel like your father is two different things. I said I don't want you to.
What can I do to help change that?
You need to join the conversation and say, hey, let's come to a resolution together, versus why you don't like it, why you think it's not going to work, what doesn't make sense to you, blah, 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 blah.
Well, blah, 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 blah is not a good thing to say.
Yeah, well, I'm saying all your other things in your head of why the thing that I want to do or want is not going to happen, or you don't think it's a good idea. Versus, and sitting down at that point and talking it out. April, we have this to do. Did you consider this? Could we hold it back for 3 months and then maybe, then I could see it happening, versus no. Or
versus no.
Yeah, versus no. Or things on our platform or whatever that I have ideas that
hold on. Just me listening to your version of this makes me think I am such a jerk.
'Cause you are.
You say I'm a jerk?
Babe, you are a mess. You are controlling and you are safe.
You just called me a jerk. In my mind, I'm a nice husband.
No, you are amazing.
Who compromises a lot, who gets up and fights to give his family. I get up every day, and I don't want to tear up or anything, but I'm not even trying to be funny. Every day. See, now you're laughing at me, and I'm on the verge of tears.
But I'm not saying I don't.
I'm literally tearing up, and she's laughing at me.
Because you are taking it so hard, because you know you are difficult at times.
Yeah, you are a jerk. The people gonna be mad at you when they watch this.
They not gonna
because
be mad.
They're gonna be like, oh, let me say what I'm saying. I wake up now. You're gonna be a jerk when they realize why I'm getting tearing up a little bit. Because every day I wake up, I be like, God, what do I need to do to go out here and be able to provide the best for my wife and my family? I said, whatever it is, I'm willing to do it. Short of sleep with other men. But other women, I would consider. But no, seriously, I be like, every day I wake up, I'm like, two things. I like when I go to bed at night, I'm like, Father God, just let me wake up because I have this beautiful woman to look forward to, like living out the rest of my journey with. And then when I wake up in the morning, like, give me strength to go out here and fight to give my family the best. That's it. Those two things. And now I listen to you. And all you know is I'm a jerk. I'm controlling. I'm an asshole. I don't do this. I don't listen. In my mind, that's what I heard.
Well, that's not. You can hear what you want to hear. I never said that.
But
you said jerk, and I said, you know what? Sometimes it's not that you're a jerk. You can have days where you are just
unreasonable.
Unreasonable.
Was that the word you was gonna say?
Yeah, okay. Unreasonable. And I just think that because you do so much and you're in your head, and I get it, you don't allow me the opportunity to throw my thoughts and ideas into the bag because you're so busy trying to fix it yourself or provide for us yourself, that there are other ways to accomplish those things. And I have things or other options that we can explore, but you're just like, you're so tunnel vision.
Can I ask you a question? No, I'm sorry, not to interrupt you, but is it rude of me to offer a word to you when I see you struggling to find a word or taking a minute to find a word? Is that rude of me to do that?
No.
Okay, because the last thing I want to do is be rude. Yeah. I want this podcast to be something that we both look forward to. I want you to be able to enjoy whatever this is, right, but also want the audience, the family to be able to watch it and go, you know what? I have an appreciation for the fact that Royale and April are very transparent, that they're willing to be vulnerable, that they explore whatever the challenges of a marriage and relationship are together on camera without having to feel like we manipulate the conversation, because we never do. We don't rehearse anything. We show up, we hit record, and we go. So as again, now we kind of slide into episode 108 or wherever we are, right? And we look directionally to start inviting people in and be a part of the conversation. You know, it's again, I will say this. I know I'm a work in progress. So I give you props because I don't even know if I would put up with me. That's the one thing I will say. I don't know if I would tolerate me. So God bless you for sticking in there.
Hello.
But let's be honest now.
What?
Let's be honest. You ain't no walk in the park.
I knew you was gonna say that.
So you are a brat. You are bratty.
Wow.
You sometimes can be the brattiest. And what? I have a friend of yours. Listen.
What friend? Do not say.
I'm not gonna put nobody. I'm not gonna throw nobody under the bus. But this person said because your wife is a brat, and I was like, oh, okay, so good. Somebody else gets it. But let's move on. We got to get to Ask April and Royale because I have a question.
Yay!
I have a question.
I'm a brat. The brattiest. Wait. A brat?
Yes.
The bratty.
Yep.
And the brattiest.
Yes.
I need a t-shirt that says that.
Brat, the bratty and the brattiest. Yes. Right. Okay, so this is from Tony Roper. Tony says, please help us settle our discussion. We hopefully will celebrate our 50th this upcoming September. Anniversary. What? That's 50th birthday or anniversary? I'm going to assume anniversary. So there's some discussion about redoing. I said renewing. He actually wrote redoing the vows. I just want a party. She wants another wedding. The last one had budget deprivation, so they didn't have some money. Okay. People go through that. Okay. His thing is, the issue is, who says I do first? The man or the woman? Who says I do first? If you get your wedding vows renewed, who says I do first? Would it make a difference to you?
It would not, but I would want to say him first.
You would want to say I do first.
I do. Yes.
Okay, you just...
I don't know. For me, as a woman, I would want to say it. But if you said you wanted to do it, I am open to that.
This is interesting. Who says I do first?
But I think when you get married, I don't know why. I think they turn to the woman first and they read.
We have to, y'all leave it in the comments.
Before gentlemen. Yeah, I don't know.
So the courtesy thing, or how does that work?
I think it's a courtesy thing.
He says help us figure it out. So what we're going to do is we're going to allow you all to leave it in the comments section.
Yes.
In getting married or renewing your vows, who do you think is supposed to say I do first? Leave it in the comments section.
I have some other,
well, we're gonna whatever that
I'll
is.
wait.
Yeah, we're gonna listen. We're gonna record another episode today.
No, I'm saying when we go over this on a Sunday and everybody's giving their
when we do the live conversation.
Yeah,
okay. Because you got ideas.
I got ideas.
You got ideas. You know what? God dang it. I'm so excited. We're going to let you have your ideas.
Yes, I got two. I'm
going to be a good listener. You need to write them down. Don't forget it.
I know.
Don't ask me to remember.
I know.
All right. Me and April, look, we made some whole progress. She was tight when she first started the episode.
No, because I just want to make sure I get it out. And sometimes it comes out like this because I just, got to get it out. But, we are both work in progress. I hope you heard me.
No, you are a brat in progress.
I hope you heard me.
No.
No jokes aside, like all jokes aside, I'm sorry. Hear me and please let me be a part of the process. I didn't get here and get to you by not knowing what I'm doing. I am a very smart, intelligent, artsy person.
I'm not even trying to be funny. But this was just an awakening for me, is that if I don't celebrate and uplift you as a smart woman, then if anything happens to me, I can't count on you to be there to bring all of that to my aid if I need it. We're going to wrap this up. It's been another incredible life. This has been a learning lesson for me because I don't usually listen to her. But today I heard her.
Wow.
And I think that's what we all need to do, is start hearing our wife and not just listening.
Significant other, not only wives, men.
Whoever you laying next to, whoever you hit.
It could be a man I feel the same way.
Well, they'll get what it is. All right, y'all make sure you tell a friend and tune in, like, subscribe. The podcast is here for you. Use it how you got to, but we'll see you on the next episode of
After I Do.
We out.